now, introducing our visitors from Chinese Taipei.
各位观众，大家午安。首先为大家所介绍，我们台湾青棒代表队是由高雄市高运工商所组成。现在就为大家介绍今天比赛的球员、教练以及领队的名单。首先介绍的是1号谢义成，继续是2号郑家军。 3号古麦夏河，接下来是4号球员邱彦祖，继续是5号球员王胜恩，继续介绍的是6号球员曾冠杰，继续介绍的是7号球员王崇豪。 接下来介绍的是8号球员蔡明勋，继续是9号球员陈靖宇，继续是介绍的是我们10号队长全哲伦，继续是11号球员陈玉安。 再来介绍的是12号球员张家宏，继续是13号球员杨华勇，再来介绍的是14号球员陈杰瑞，继续是15号球员胡伟胜，再来是16号球员。 庄耀祥，继续是17号球员吴瑞聪，最后的是18号球员林轩宇。接下来介绍的是教练团名单，首先介绍的教练是陈顺松教练，接下来是林华庆教练。 接下来是总教练谢峰俊总教练，最后我们要介绍的是台湾代表队的总领队于正宪总领队，请大家掌声欢迎。
Thank you.
And now your home team from Laredo, Texas. Number 10, Miguel Rodriguez. Number 5, Angel Villafranca Villarreal. Number 22, Julio Cesar Hernandez. Number 21, Arturo Garcia. Number 15, Alejandro Soto. Number 9, Valentin Barrios. Number 7, Ricardo Covarrubias. Number 2, Peter Palizo. And your starting lineup. Number 6, Ciro Benavides. Number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Number 20, Juan Carlos Cepeda. Number 11, Jeremy Gabriel. Number 14, Enrique Loyola. Number 16, Manuel Chaides. Number 1, Ramon de Alba. Number 8, Hector Benavides. And pitching, Jerry Medina. Your manager, Manolo Rangel. Your coach, Aaron Navarro. And your business manager, Scott Clements. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. Remove your hats as we prepare to listen to the National anthem for Chinese Taipei. And now, the national anthem for the United States of America. And let's get ready to play ball. Good sportsmanship on the field, good sportsmanship in the stands. Enjoy the game.
The umpire should have to introduce him.
Introducing our umpires for tonight. At first base, Corbin Smith. At second base, your umpire, Raul Chapa. At third base, B. Roy Reina. And behind home plate, calling the balls and strikes, Chuck Marquardt.
There you go.
I got that right, didn't I? All right, here we go. Enjoy the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Gene.
You're welcome. Here we are at the beginning of the first game of tonight's doubleheader with Chinese Taipei taking on the host team, Laredo, Texas. These teams have played already today, and we've got Laredo, who just beat Youngstown a couple hours ago, and Chinese Taipei that had a good game this morning as well. On the mound for Laredo, Texas, Jerry Medina. Medina, a D1 prospect that is committed to the University of Houston. Laredo team coached by Manolo Rangel. Manolo is a veteran of these games. Haven't been around in the league about 25 years. Last year took his team pretty close to the championship until they ran into Youngstown, Ohio, and the magic that they had last year. This broadcast is brought to you by Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. Southern American, our live Doppler radar, privately held, collaboration with the city. And what we can tell right now from the live Doppler radars, we've got a little rain around us, but not here yet. The skies are threatening a little bit. The wind has picked up. That may be a factor this evening. I can see the shirts blustering in the wind. I see the stars and stripes in the back. And here we go. We're about to begin. Now batting for Chinese Taipei, Jae-Lun Xuan. Jae-Lun Xuan, playing right field for Chinese Taipei, batting left, will be facing the right-hander Jerry Medina here as we open up the game. Top of the lineup. First batter up for Chinese Taipei, Jae-Lun Xuan, the right fielder. And I will get better with these names as the game progresses. And that's a ball inside. 1-0 the count. If you're joining us, we just had the national anthems, introduction to players, and we have just started. This is the first batter, Jae-Lun Xuan. Foul ball, 1-1 the count. Number 12, Jerry Medina at the plate. Your catcher, Manuel Chaitis, catching for Medina. And that's a grounder to short, and little trouble handling it. And the speedy Xiwan makes it to first base. So we have a runner at first. First batter up, grounding to short. Little trouble handling it. Safe at first. Now batting number 4, Yen-Shu Chu. Chu, the second baseman for Chinese Taipei, has a runner on, no outs. Showing bunt, tips the ball foul. That'll be strike 1. Our box score sponsor, Kraus Development, developers and managers of Pinnacle Center, out on Mines Road, and Gateway Industrial Park just outside Laredo. Chu, facing Medina on the mound for Laredo, has a runner on, 0-1 the count, and he lays down a bunt nicely and advances his runner to second. Sacrifice bunt, out at first, nicely laid down. Good small ball. Now batting number 6, Huan Gi Seng. Seng, the shortstop for Chinese Taipei from Kaohsiung City, has a runner at second, 1 out, and is facing Jerry Medina on the mound for Laredo. Runner in scoring position. Seng, the shortstop, batting right-handed, facing the right-hander Medina. Here at the top of the first inning, first game of the doubleheader tonight, Chinese Taipei versus Laredo, Texas. And the windup from Medina. And that is going to graze Seng, and he's going to walk to first. Hit by pitch. Seng heads to first, so you'll have runners on second and first with number 17, Ju Sung Woo coming to the plate, the designated hitter. Now batting number 17, Ju Sung Woo. Woo, the designated hitter, batting the number 4 spot, has a runner in second, a runner at first, and one out here in the top of the first. And he takes a strike. Umpire Marquardt, happy that I got his name right. A little help from the folks over at Game Changer. Tortoiseshell glasses worn by Hector. We've got runners at second, at first, one out, and the DH at the plate. Nice move by Chidas, the catcher, to keep that ball from getting past him. Quick on his feet, slid over to the right, was able to keep that from going beyond him. Woo, the designated hitter here, has an opportunity to bring runners home. He's got runners in scoring position. And that's just outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Woo with 1 out. The wind has picked up some. I saw a tent flying by here a while ago. Looked like the Wizard of Oz. Woo, the designated hitter, with a runner at second and first. Shoots one down the third baseline. Rattled the dugout over there for Laredo. 2-2 the count, 1 out. Our broadcast sponsor, Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, Laredo and Edinburgh Clinics. Dr. Marte Martinez, double board certified pain management doctor and anesthesiologist. Marquardt asking for a ball, and looks like he wants to have a conversation.
You were in the pitching thing, right?
Yeah.
And he just threw it.
This way.
He pitched it and he threw it. It's a ball.
2-2 the count. The umpire's having a little conversation. The pitcher rolled the ball over towards the dugout in exchange for another ball, but there may have been
He stepped off. I think you just killed it.
may have been an issue with that. Again, the wind may be a factor here. We've got a good breeze blowing right now. Number 17, Woo, the designated hitter, with 2 runners on. Runners at second and first. 1 out, 2-2 the count. And that's a foul ball. Chinese Taipei always brings a tremendous team to Laredo. No strangers to the championship 2 years ago. They were the champions. Last year was Youngstown, Ohio. And Medina on the mound. Woo at the plate. 2 runners on. 2-2 the count. 1 out here at the top of the first. And that one hits the dirt, gets by Chidas. Chidas is on his feet. He's got it. And holding the runners at third and second. That fastball getting past Chidas. Full count to Woo. Now with runners at third and second. And on the top of the first with 1 out. Number 17, Woo, the designated hitter, facing number 12, Jerry Medina. Trying to roll that all together in one shot. And that's ball 4. He's going to walk Woo to first to load the bases. Number 2 coming to the plate, Chai Chun Cheng. Now batting number 2, Chai Chun Cheng. Cheng, the catcher for Chinese Taipei, has bases loaded. 1 out. Jerry Medina on the mound. Cheng batting right, facing the right-hander. Foul ball, bouncing over the dugout.
We'll see you Friday morning.
Thank you to the City of Laredo, the County of Webb, for their sponsorship and for their support of Pony Baseball. This is the 6th year that the World Series comes to Laredo. Medina on the mound. And that's a grounder to third. And the third baseman has it go by, and 2 runs will score. Benavides unable to grab that. And now 2 runs have come in. Runners are on the corners. 1 out. And number 3, Gumai Siahi at the plate. Now batting number 3, Gumai Siahi. Number 3 in the number 3 spot. That's your first baseman. Medina on the mound has runners on the corners, has had 2 runs come in by error here. What looked like a pretty easy double play turned into a disaster. 2 runs coming in. Medina, the right-hander, here at the top of the first with runners on the corner, 1 out. Siahi at the plate, your first baseman, and he wants to think about this. Steps out of the batter's box. Thank you to Laredo Parks and Recreations Department for all their help. The grounds crew, great folks over there. Laredo Conventions and Visitors Bureau for their support, getting all these nice accommodations for everyone. Medina looking at his runners. And a double play to end the inning for Laredo, but 2 runs score on a mishandled grounder by the shortstop, Benavides. And we'll be right back after a brief commercial message from our sponsors. And we're back. Now batting number 6, Cito Benavides. Cito Benavides to lead off for Laredo. Benavides, the shortstop today, leadoff hitter. And that's a foul ball.
He's at third baseman. He has two number sixes.
Looks like we've got two number sixes on the roster here in the position. And Benavides is the third baseman. And that's a grounder right between third and short. And Benavides is on. First batter for Laredo gets on base. Cito Benavides, the third baseman. Now batting number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Sanchez, your center fielder, has a runner on, and he is facing Ying-Chang Su, the pitcher for Chinese Taipei from Kaohsiung City. Kaohsiung City. And that's a strike. 1-0 to the count to Sanchez. Interesting thing, I just tried to pronounce the name for the city from Chinese Taipei, and Siri came on. And that's a foul ball. We got a runner at first. Benavides, the leadoff batter. Sanchez at the plate. And she, maybe pronounced Su, is your pitcher for Chinese Taipei. Left-hander. Wind blowing nicely, overcast skies, a little warm here. We had a couple cameras starting to overheat in the last game. But we've got a live broadcast brought to you by our good friends over at Sains Ford, Ford's oldest dealership, Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, Rotex Truck Center. Su on the mound. Sanchez hits a grounder right past the second baseman. And we've got two runners on. Second baseman trying to make that grab. Stretched himself out all he could, but couldn't come up with it. Able to slow it down. And now coming to the plate, Jose Luis Gomez. Now batting number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Gomez, the first baseman. Batting left, facing the left-hander, Su. Ying-Chen Su, spelled H-S-I-E-H, and I believe that is pronounced Su, or she. I will get a clarification to make sure I get that right. The left-hander, Gomez, facing the left-hander, Ying-Chang, for Chinese Taipei with two runners on, nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning in the first of a doubleheader tonight. Pony Palomino World Series action 2024, live from Laredo, Texas, Veterans Field. And that's outside. Ball 1 the count. Nobody out, two runners on. Ying Chang, the pitcher. And a nice Saturday afternoon. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 runners on. Bottom of the first. Here at the Gateway City. At the edge of the I-35 interstate. Right on the frontier with the Rio Grande. And that's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. No outs. 2 runners on, runner at second and first. Gomez at the plate. Ying-Chang Shi, the pitcher, gets him to swing half-heartedly. Started to go around, didn't think he wanted to do that, and he did. So now the count is 2-2 with Shi, the pitcher for Taiwan. Foul ball, checking in on his runners before he pitches. Number 1, Ying Chen Shi, also at the number 1 position, pitching for Chinese Taipei. Gamis, the left-hander, at the plate. 2 runners on, 2-2 the count, and that's a foul ball. Gamis trying to stay in, hanging in there, making Shi earn it. And the wind picks up a little more. I can see the flag starting to wave a little harder. Take a quick peek over at our Doppler radar a little bit and see what we've got going around us. But there are clouds. And it's a little pop right outside. And that's going to drop. And now the bases are loaded. Kind of a blooper going right over the shortstop. The right fielder doing his best to get there was unable to make the catch. Center fielder picking that up and holding the runner at third. And so now we've got bases loaded with number 20, Juan Carlos Cepeda.
You can see the wind that it shifted.
Now batting number 20, Juan Carlos Cepeda, the designated hitter. And my colleague called it out correctly here. The wind played a factor on that one. That ball hung up a little bit and then kind of drifted to the left. And the left fielder unable to make that catch. Bases loaded, no outs. And Cepeda takes a hard swing. Strike 1. Ying Chen Shi, the pitcher for Chinese Taipei, squaring off with Cepeda, designated hitter, and that's a ball. 1-1 the count. With bases loaded here in the bottom of the first, Pony Palomino World Series action, the first of 2 games tonight. Overcast skies. And that's a foul ball. And our executive producer, Marisol Suarez, making it into the booth. Windy Saturday afternoon. Got up early this morning to call a few games. Missed my cartoons. But enjoyed the games thoroughly. Good baseball action today. Yi Cheng Shi, pitcher on the mound, number 20. Juan Carlos Cepeda, the designated hitter, has bases loaded, 1-2 count, and he shoots one over to shortstop. Shortstop able to make that grab and unable to handle it. Safe. Safe at home. 2 runs come in. The score is now tied. Excellent throw by the right fielder. The catcher had him dead to rights, and as he made the tag, dropped the ball, and Sanchez scores. 2-2 here in the bottom of the first inning. Juan Carlos Cepeda, hard grounder to short. The shortstop unable to make a good throw to second. Allowed 2 runs to come in. The right fielder with a cannon for an arm, accurate too, had number 4 as he was coming around the bases, and the catcher unable to handle the tag. And so the coach for the Chinese Taipei team is going out to calm down his team. Little word of encouragement. They've got no outs, and the score is tied. Runners at second and first. And Jeremy Gabriel at the plate. Now batting number 11, Jeremy Gabriel. Gabriel, the right fielder for Laredo, has 2 runners on, nobody out in the bottom of the first inning, first game of a doubleheader. Here at Veterans Field, home of the Martin Tigers, once a Tiger, always a Tiger. The left-hander has one hit over third base. And now the bases are loaded again. Gabriel with a line drive over the third baseman. Left fielder, Chung Hao Wang, getting that back in, not letting anybody advance any further. And we're going to have a pitching change here. Coach for Chinese Taipei has seen enough and is going to bring in a right-hander for Yi Cheng Shi. The Laredo Bats roughing up the pitcher from Chinese Taipei. 2 runs have scored. The bases have been loaded twice. And so coach has made a change, bringing in number 12, Chai Hung Chang, the right-hander, in relief of Yi Cheng Shi. And we'll take a quick commercial break to show you our live Doppler radar, brought to you by Southern American, privately owned Doppler radar, state-of-the-art, used by the military, Department of Defense. This unit is outstanding, and we've got some weather just outside of town in the northeast and due east. Rain clouds. Looks like we've got good precipitation. We do have a blustery day here. I can see Old Gloria waving in the back there. And it's warm. So the wind blowing is not a cool breeze. It's like being in a convection oven. And so our cameras had some trouble earlier in the day as it got really, really hot down there. The right-hander, Chai Hung Chang, number 12, coming in to relieve the pitcher Yi Cheng Shi. As we switch back to the action here, the pitcher is ready to go, and he's going to be facing number 14, Enrique Loyola. Now batting number 14, Enrique Loyola. Pitching for Chinese Taipei, Chai Hung Chang. With bases loaded, Chang is going to try to stop the rally here that Laredo has created. 2 runs in. This is the second time bases have been loaded.
14, baby.
And number 14, Loyola, is poised to bring in more runs. The first pitch from Chang is a ball. 1-0 the count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Bases are loaded. You can see the jerseys blowing in the wind, so we do have wind that may be a factor on some of these fly balls. And that's a grounder, foul. You can see the net blowing here. The flags are moving briskly. Wind may be a factor. And as I said earlier, I saw a tent go by earlier. It looked like we were at the Wizard of Oz. It's a twister, Annie-M, a twister. The pitcher, Chang, in relief of Shi, delivers a strike. Swing and a miss by Loyola. Hard cut there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, bases loaded. 2-2 the score here at Veterans Field, Laredo, Texas. 2024 Pony Palomino World Series action. And a grounder, foul. Hard shot right down the line. Just hitting out in foul territory. That was close. Chang has come in relief after the Laredo Bats beat up on Yi Chang-shi, the starting pitcher. And the coach made a move after these bases got loaded one more time. So with bases loaded, Chang looks in, winds up, and strike three gets Loyola looking. And so they record their first out of the inning, but still have bases loaded and now have number 16, Manuel Chaides, coming into the box. Now batting number 16, Manuel Chaides. Chaides is the catcher for Laredo. In the box against Chang. And he takes strike one from Chang. Chaides had a good game this morning, driving in a few runs. He's got bases loaded right now with one out. 0-1 the count to him. Score 2-2. Wind blowing briskly. And that's a foul ball. So with runners on all bases, Chaides has an 0-2 count with one out. And Chang, hoping to keep the lid on this rally and keep it at 2-2. One out here at the bottom of the first. Chinese Taipei versus Laredo, Texas. And that's a ball. 1-2 the count. In the 90s earlier today, weather is nice and warm. Started off cool in the morning, but heated up fast. Chang pitching to Chaides, the catcher, and that's a shot over third, and that's going to score a run. Hit hard, one hop to the left fielder, and so we get one more run. Sounds like and so is my favorite phrase. Bases loaded. One out. 3-2. Laredo now taking the lead. Courtesy runner for Chaides, the catcher, giving him some time to get his gear on. Courtesy runner number 7, Ricardo Covarrubias. Keep an eye on that young man. He has got some speed on him, but he's got runners ahead of him. Bases loaded one more time. Number 1, Ramon de Alba, now batting. Now batting number 1, Ramon de Alba. De Alba, the shortstop for Laredo. Right-hander facing the right-hander Chang, who just gave up an RBI single, and he delivers strike one. Good control of his pitches, but these Laredo bats have been on fire. Only one out, 0-1 the count, and he takes ball one. With bases loaded, coach for Chinese Taipei decided to make a change and brought in Chang in relief of Yi Chang-shi, only to have the bats continue their rally. Chang looks in, and that's a shot down third base line, close again, foul. Number 12, Chang, squaring off with number 1, Ramon de Alba, the shortstop, who has bases loaded and dreams of driving in more runs. Laredo leading here in the bottom of the first, 3-2, trying to add to their lead as they look to stay in the championship bracket, in the winner's bracket. Both these teams having won, not lost yet. First game of 2 tonight. Next game is at about 8:30. And we're hoping that's a quick game so we can get a little sleep before tomorrow. Last year, that game went on to 2 o'clock in the morning. So we're hoping that we get a easy game in the number 2 game tonight. Chang the windup. And he strikes him out. That's 2 strikeouts for Chang, who has managed to let only 1 run score, RBI single by Chaitis, the catcher. Ricardo Covarrubias, courtesy running for him. Now has Hector Benavides at the plate. Chang checking his runners. Fires the ball to Benavides. Now batting number 8, Hector Benavides. Benavides, the left fielder for Laredo, is enjoying a good tournament so far. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Bases loaded. 1-1 the count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first in what's been a rough start for the team from Kaohsiung City, Chinese Taipei. Chang on the mound delivers, and a swing and a miss for strike 2. Benavides trying to drive in some additional runs, knowing that the Chinese Taipei bats are equally explosive, and will try to add to the lead they've got. And that's going to be a ball. 2-2 the count with 2 outs and bases loaded. Chang, the right-hander, facing Benavides, the left fielder, and he strikes him out, and that is out number 3. And that retires a side, but not before Laredo scores 3, leaves 3 stranded. And we will start the second inning here in just a minute. A brief commercial message, and we'll be right back.
And scoring 3 with bases loaded with no outs.
Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal.
Top of the second inning here. First game of the doubleheader. Jerry Medina on the mound for Laredo, leading 3-2 here in the top of the second. Chinese Taipei. Number 7 is the batter, Chung Hao Wang. Now batting number 7, Chung Hao Wang. Wang, the left fielder for Chinese Taipei, takes ball 1. Oh, sorry, that's ball 2-1, the count. 2-1. A little hard to see the count here from the umpire from time to time, but we're trying to keep that up. Medina on the mound. Wang at the plate. And that's a foul ball. 2-2 the count. Nobody on, no outs here at the top of the second. On a warm, sunny, overcast sky Saturday afternoon. With Medina on the mound, Wang at the plate. Nobody out. 2-2 the count. Outside. 3-2 the count. Number 7, the left fielder, batting left-handed. The left fielder misjudging one ball in the previous inning with the wind, and that was a swing, and he's out at first. A strike 3 swing and run to first. Catcher dropped the ball, and that records out number 1 for Laredo. Number 5 coming to the plate. Now batting number 5, Sheng-En Wang. Sheng-En Wang, the third baseman for Chinese Taipei. 1 out. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Wang. Medina on the mound. The bats for Laredo coming alive in the previous inning. They lead 3-2. 1-1 the count. Broadcast brought to you by Kraus Development, managers and developers of Pinnacle Center and Gateway. Industrial Park, 3,300 acres just outside Laredo. And a chopper, the third baseman's got it. Hard throw and errant throw. That goes over the first baseman. The third baseman, Benavides, scooped up the grounder and fired it over the head of the first baseman, Gomez. And so Chinese Taipei has a runner at first. Wang with Ching Yu Chen, number 9, coming to the plate. Now batting number 9, Ching Yu Chen. Chen, the center fielder for Taipei, will have 1 runner on, 1 out, and will be at the plate with Jerry Medina pitching for Laredo. And the first pitch is a swing and a miss strike to Chen. 3-2 Laredo lead. 0-1 the count with 1 out. Runner at first. The left-hander Chen facing Medina. Chen attempts a bunt, and that bounces back, foul. 0-2 the count. Chinese Taipei, great team, tremendous respect for the game, very polite in all their actions. I've not seen them toss their equipment once. They set everything down on the ground nicely as they walk to first, going in and out of the dugout. Very respectful. 0-2 the count, 1 out. Here, in the top of the second, that's outside. Ball 1, strike 2, 1 out. Runner at first. Chen, the center fielder, second batter of this inning, the third batter of this inning, excuse me. He's going to try to tie this game up. And Medina, the right-hander, will make every effort to make sure that doesn't happen. Here on a windy Saturday afternoon. Broadcast brought to you by La Posada. Chida's keeping that one in front of him. The runner, Wang, trying to scoot toward second. Chida's making sure that doesn't happen. Our sponsors 24/7 News, the Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Otilas Restaurant, fine dining right there on Del Mar Boulevard, just opened up, and it's all the rave. Rotex Truck Center, one of our other sponsors, the pitch, and that's a foul ball. These games would not be possible without the assistance and support of the Honorable Mayor Victor Trevino and the members of the City Council, and the Honorable County Judge Tano Tijerina and the members of the Commissioner's Court, and all of their staff and leadership that have supported Pony Baseball throughout the years. And a grounder to second, to short, and out at second, safe at first, 2 outs. Chen, hard shot over to the shortstop. Shortstop stumbling to get it, was able to make the out, not able to get the out at first, and he is down on the field. May have hurt his leg as he was trying to get to the bag. Coach Manolo Rangel out there taking a look to see if he's all right. Yep, gonna shake it off, getting back on. Ramon de Alba, the shortstop, making that grab. Recording out number 2. Almost got the runner at first. So runner at first, number 10. Now batting Jay Loon Xuan. Xuan, spelled C-Y-U-A-N. And the runner goes. Chidas is going to try to get him. Nice backup there by the second baseman as the ball bounced out of the glove of the shortstop. Chidas trying to keep him from advancing, but the runner's Chen steals second. Medina records a strike to the batter. 0-1 the count, 2 outs, runner at second. The left-hander Siuan playing right field for Chinese Taipei. Jerry Medina on the mound for Laredo with a runner at second. The runner takes a healthy lead over towards third, but doesn't go. Chidas keeping that ball in front of him. 1-1 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Not quite an hour for this inning and a half. Not yet 2 innings. A little slow in the action. Xuan, the left-hander, takes a chop, and it goes to the first baseman, and that is out number 3. Jose Luis Gomez making the grab and getting out number 3 to retire the side. And that'll bring Laredo up here in the bottom of the second. We'll take a brief commercial message to thank our sponsors. here we come. Back from the commercial break. Excuse me. I've called, this is my third game today, so I'm getting a little hoarse here. Number 6, Cito Benavides will be batting for Laredo, leading off, top of the order, here in the bottom of the second. And the pitcher for Chinese Taipei, Kaohsiung Chang, who came in relief of Yi Chang Si in the first inning after C got roughed up by the Laredo bats. Scott Clements, the business manager, out here overlooking the pitcher, and here goes the throw to second, and we're about to start. Now batting number 6, Cito Benavides. Benavides, the third baseman, although the lineup here shows him in position 6, but that is incorrect. De Alba is the shortstop. Benavides is the third baseman. The pitcher is Chang, the batter Benavides. Bottom of the second, top of the order, and that's a fly ball. Gonna land somewhere over there by the Tiger sign. Veterans Field, LISD's crown jewel, is home of the Martin High School Tigers. And Chang facing off Benavides here. Ball 1. And now the coach and the interpreter going to visit with umpire McCourt. Appears that there's some discussion about the leg kick, the hesitation that McCourt has, that Chang has, and McCourt demonstrating that it may be an issue to the coach for Chinese Taipei. 1-1 the count to Benavides. Nobody on, nobody out. 3-2 Laredo leading here in the bottom of the second at Pony Palomino World Series action in Laredo, Texas. The first of a doubleheader. 2 balls, 1 strike to Benavides. Chang, Chia-Hung Chang, the pitcher for Chinese Taipei. Benavides, the batter. The third baseman for Laredo. Takes ball 3 with nobody on and nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Thank you to our sponsors, the Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, 24/7 News. And that's a blooper over the first baseman. That is fair. And Benavides is going to hold up at first. Rounded first base. Looked like he wanted to go to second, but the right fielder, in a hurry, picks that up, tosses it back in, and keeps Benavides at first. And now, coming to the plate, Antonio Sanchez. Now batting number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Sanchez, the speedy center fielder for Laredo, batting in the number 2 position. This is the top of the order, bottom of the second. Benavides on first, Sanchez at the plate, Chang on the mound. And Sanchez showing bunt. Benavides making a quick jump toward second, but comes back. And Sanchez trying to drive in a run here to extend their lead, knowing that Chinese Taipei has equally explosive bats. They have scored a lot of runs in the past. This team is a good team. And McCourt talking to Sanchez and asking him to remove some jewelry that he's got. Sanchez tosses that over to his coach. Chang peers in. Runner at first. One ball, no balls, one strike, and it is strike two. Foul ball going into the net. Take a quick peek at Doppler radar there, and it looks like rain is still to our east. Chang on the mound for Chinese Taipei, who came in relief of Yicheng Shi, the starter, who allowed 3 runs in that first inning. Chang back to first base, trying to catch Benavides. Number 4, Sanchez, the center fielder, has got some speed. And so does Mr. Benavides, who has stolen a few bases in this tourney. And there's a shot between first and second. Right fielder coming in hard to make sure that Benavides doesn't advance beyond second. So a single for Sanchez moves Benavides to second. And that brings up Jose Luis Gomez, the first baseman. Now batting number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. And I apologize, I'm doing double duty here with the PA announcements as well as the broadcast. Laredo Pony, a little short-handed this year. And we are stepping in to give them a hand. Jose Luis Gomez batting left-handed, facing the right-hander Chang with 2 runners on and nobody out here in the bottom of the second. On a breezy Saturday afternoon, first half of doubleheader. Pony Palomino World Series action brought to you by Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service, and Southern American, live Doppler radar. And that's a foul ball. By Gomez. Gomez, the first baseman, recorded the last out in the last inning, is batting left-handed against the right-hander Chang with 2 on, 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. And that's inside, ball 2. For those who are listening in from Chinese Taipei, the chat line is open. If you want to say a few words or have us make a shout out to somebody, we'll do that for you. Same for the folks from Laredo, and that's a chopping foul ball grounder. Everybody racing to it, but that was foul. Broadcast is powered by Liquid Studio Group. Sponsored by Kraus Development, Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, and our title sponsor, Southern Sanitation and Southern American Doppler radar. Gomez at the plate, Chang on the mound, and that's a grounder. And it gets by the first baseman, the second baseman able to get it. The pitcher covers first, and that's an out. Gomez, not the speediest of runners, unable to get there. Nice job by the pitcher covering first as the first baseman was charging. Ball happened to get past the first baseman. Second baseman scoops that up and puts him out at first. Number 20, Juan Carlos Cepeda, designated hitter, stepping into the box. Now batting number 20, Juan Carlos Cepeda. He's got runners in scoring position, third and second. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. And that's a foul ball. The wind might be a factor today. We've got a nice breeze blowing. It's a warm breeze. It feels like a convection oven outside. One of those air fryers. But we've got some hot action on the field as well. And that's a foul ball. 0-2 the count with one out to Cepeda. With runners at third and second. Here at the bottom of the second inning, Laredo leading 3-2 over Kaohsiung City, Chinese Taipei. And that's a chopper to the pitcher. Pitcher's going to throw him out at first and holds the runners at third. And so with 2 outs, Jeremy Gabriel walks towards the plate. Now batting number 11, Jeremy Gabriel. Gabriel, the right fielder, batting left-handed. Will try to drive in some runs here with Chang. Came in relief in the middle of the first inning after Yi Chang Shi gave up 3 runs and had the bases loaded twice. And the coach had seen enough and brought in Chang to relieve him. Gabriel has 2 outs here, 2 runners on, and is facing Chang, the pitcher. And that ball goes in the dirt. Catcher for Chinese Taipei keeping that in front of him. Chai Chun Chang, the catcher for Chinese Taipei. Nicely guarding the plate there. Runners at third and second. Gabriel at the plate. And he takes strike 1. The umpire, McQuart, couple different ways he calls the strike. Sometimes he'll raise his fist. Sometimes he'll look to the right and call it. And there's a shot right past the pitcher down. And out at home. Nicely hit. Right past the second baseman all the way to center field. And the center fielder scoops it up and throws out the second runner who is coming in from second base at home plate. And that retires the side for Laredo. 1 run scores. 4-2 Laredo as we go to the top of the third, and we'll be right back after these brief messages.
Special moments, shared with friends, family, and loved ones. But for some, pain deprives us from fully enjoying these moments. If chronic pain is keeping you from fully enjoying life, there is hope. Hi, I'm Dr. Marta Martinez. At Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, we're dedicated to treating our patients with the most advanced and compassionate care possible. Visit us for an evaluation and let our experienced staff help you get back to living a pain-free life.
We are back from our commercial break. Top of the third inning. Leading off for Chinese Taipei number 4, Yen Shu Chu. Now batting number 4, Yen Shu Chu. Chu, the second baseman for Chinese Taipei. On the mound still for Laredo, Jerry Medina. who throws strike one. And you see, McCourt called it a different way. This time he turned to the right, flung out the pistol sign for strike number one. That's outside. 1-1 the count, nobody on. Top of the third inning, leadoff batter Yen-Su Chu, the second baseman. Medina still on the mound. On deck, number 6, Quan Chen Sing. That's ball two. Chang, the shortstop, is on deck. Chu, the second baseman, in the box. Medina on the mound. Here, Pony Palomino action, 2024 World Series. And a grounder to second. And the second baseman can't handle it. And it rolls out to right field. And the second baseman will be charged with an error here in the top of the third. Now batting number 6, Quan Chen Sing. Apologize there as I do double duty. Trying to get the other microphone to turn on. Sing, the shortstop, has a runner at first, nobody out here in the top of the third. And Medina drives the runner Chu back to the base. Number 13, Joey Gomez, the first baseman, keeping a close eye on the runner. And Singh takes ball one from Medina. The city of Laredo, the nation's largest inland port, largest port by volume in dollars, largest customs district, besting Long Beach, California, and others, and a grounder to shortstop. And we've got one. Nope. Again, the second baseman drops that one, and he'll be charged with an error for that one as he racks them up. So 2 runners on now, second and first, both on error, both on a second baseman. Number 17, Chu Sung Woo, the designated hitter, stepping up to the plate. Now batting Chu Sung Woo. Woo, the designated hitter, has 2 runners on with nobody out. A chance to bring in some runs here. And he goes to show bunt, and Chidas lets it go past him. Medina throwing that one low and outside, and that got past Chidas. Coach Rangel wanting to have a conversation with his pitcher. Have not seen anybody in the bullpen warming up. So I don't think we're going to have a pitching change here, but there is a conversation happening here with Medina having thrown that one low and outside, and runners advance to third and second. Number 17, the designated hitter, Wu, looking to tie the score here with 2 runners in scoring position. Laredo leads at 4-2 here at the top of the third on a breezy Saturday afternoon in Laredo, Texas. Home of the Tecolotes de los Dos Laredos, the Mexican Professional Baseball League. Tonight is their home game, their last home game of the season. Some folks going out there. Wu, the DH, in the box with 2 runners on, nobody out. Takes a swing and a miss from a fastball from Medina. 1-1 the count to Wu with runners on, third and second. trailing 2-4 here in the top of the third. Number 2 on deck. And that's a strike. And McCourt counts that one with 2 fingers this time. Medina trying to keep the lid on this with nobody out. Has a grounder that he's unable to handle well. Benavides, the third baseman, was able to grab the grounder, dropped it, kept the runner at third, but was unsuccessful in getting the runner out at first. Again, with a series of errors plaguing the Laredo team here in the top of the third, Chinese Taipei loads the bases.
Is number 8?
Number 2, Kaohsiung Chen. I have no idea who Hector is talking to over there at Game Changer. We're in the middle of a live broadcast, and all of a sudden I hear somebody yelling from the bleachers. Kaohsiung Chen, the catcher for Chinese Taipei, in the box with bases loaded, nobody out. Medina at the plate. Medina on the mound, sorry. Kaohsiung Chen trying to add some runs here, tie the score. Takes strike 1 from Medina. Now batting number 2, Kaohsiung Chen. Chang, the catcher, hoping to drive in some runs. He's got bases loaded with nobody out, and Medina has him foul that one down the third baseline. Runner at first a little aggressive. The other runners were standing pat, and the runner was halfway over to second. 0-2 the count. No outs. 2-4, top of the third. Here at Veterans Field, Laredo Independent School District's crown jewel athletic facility in the heart of Laredo, Texas. And strike 3, Medina gets Chang swinging. So we have 1 out now and full bases loaded. Number 3, Gumai Xiaohi, the first baseman, at the plate. Now batting number 3, Gumai Xiaohi. Xiaohi will have bases loaded with 1 out. Medina still on the mound, and the pitch is high and outside. Ball 1. Number 3, Xiaohi, needing to add some runs, and we just lost the scoreboard all of a sudden. And we'll get that back up in just a second. And that's a grounder to short. Shortstop able to keep it from getting any further. And again, the second baseman can't handle it, and another run's going to score. So now we have runners at the corners. The shortstop making a spectacular defensive play. Goes to second for the out, but the second baseman drops it. And that's error number 3. The second baseman having a hard time with his glove. Number 14, Kike Loyola, struggling at the position today.
Get back on.
With runners now at the corners. Medina getting little support from his team there. Shortstop doing a good job from letting that thing roll all the way to the outfield. Grabbed it, going to his left. Sorry, to his right. And coming back to his left, throwing to the second baseman. Second baseman unable to handle it to get the force out at second. So 1 out. Bases full on the corners here. Third and first. In the top of the third inning, 2 runs have scored so far. And Chinese Taipei is threatening. And that's a strike.
Yeah, because he's that lefty.
And so McCourt, with a left-handed batter, turns to the left and gives us the signal for a strike.
That old school.
4-4 here in the top of the third inning with runners at third and first. The left-hander, number 4.
Anytime you use his right hand.
Number 14, excuse me. Jae-Ru Chen at the plate. Jae-Ru Chen coming in from the substitution side of the roster. Coming into the game for the first time. Facing Medina for the first time. Jae-Ru Chen. Chen batting left-handed with runners at the corners. With 1 out, 0-2 the count to him. And that's a deep fly ball into center field. Center fielder's going to get it. The runner's going to tag. And he's going to score a run. Chen, with a sacrifice fly to center field. Runner at third, tagging and going home to score the run. RBI. Runner advances to second. Gumai Shahi at second base now. Number 5, Sheng En Wang coming to bat. Now batting Sheng En Wang. The Chinese Taipei contingent, nice and loud down there. They come up from all over Texas to support their team when they're in town. And Medina gets strike 1. Chinese Taipei leading 5-4 now. 3 runs scored in this inning. And none of them appeared to be earned. All of those were on errors. Medina trying his best to keep the lid on it. Struggling to get some support from his teammates. Second baseman having a hard time with his glove. And that's ball 1. 1-1 the count, 2 outs, runner at second. Number 5, Shen En Wang at the plate. Number 5, the third baseman for Chinese Taipei. Medina still on the mound for Laredo. And he delivers another ball. 2-1 the count. Top of the third inning. Game dragging a little bit, with Chinese Taipei leading 5-4 on this breezy Saturday evening as the sun begins to set in the western sky. Clouds covering that up. Got a little bit of shade. Starting to cool off a little bit. Doppler radar showing rain to the east of us still. Nothing here in town. Hopefully we can stay nice and dry. Wang at the plate, Medina on the mound, and the pitch. Foul ball. Runner at second with 2 outs and a full count. Wang trying to add to the run tally here. They've scored 3 runs on errors committed by the Laredo team. Unforced errors. Medina on the mound trying to shut this down and keep his team within 1 as they will be coming to bat here at the bottom of the third. Wang at the plate, runner at second, 3-2 the count. Ooh, and that was inside. almost got him, and he walks him. So runners at second and first, and the batter is number 9, Ching Yu Chen. Now batting number 9, Ching Yu Chen. Chen, the center fielder, speedy center fielder. Seen him cover a lot of ground today. Has 2 runners on, 2 outs. Medina on the mound here on the top of the 3rd inning. Teipei leading 5-4. And that's a strike. McCourt, old school umpire, turning to his left to record that strike.
Right hand left.
He's turning to his left. Hector over there doesn't know his left from his right or his left. And he needs tortoiseshell glasses to assist him. Left-hander. Foul ball. That's a hard shot into the bleachers. In the old days, you'd get a free Frito pie or a raspa for that.
Now they get cars.
No, Hector, they don't give out cars. Boy, that would be great. I wouldn't be calling the game. I'd be out there I'd be chasing baseballs. The left-hander, Chen, center fielder, has 2 runners on, 2 strikes on him, and 2 outs. And they lead just by 1. He'd like to add some more, and that's a grounder to third. Third baseman's going to take an easy walk to the force out at third, and that ends the inning, but not before a error-riddled top of the 3rd for Laredo allows 3 runs to score. Chinese Taipei will strand 2 runners, and they will lead 5-4 going into the bottom of the 3rd. And we'll take a brief commercial break to thank our sponsors.
Years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service.
You can take the desk. You can take Carlo with you too. I'm good to go. I'm good to go. And we're back here having a good time here at the press box, giggling about our executive producer who is going to be working remotely for us out of San Antonio, Texas. And here we go. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Laredo trailing 5-4. Number 14, Kike Loyola at the plate. Now batting number 14, Kike Loyola. Loyola, the second baseman, loses the grip on the bat as it goes flying towards his dugout. Sorry, guys, as he walks back to pick that up. The pitcher still is Chai Hung Chang, number 12. 1-1 the count. bottom of the third, nobody out. And there goes Loyola. Deep shot in the left. And the left fielder drifting back, makes the catch for out number one. Again, that ball looks like it drifted further left as the wind picked up. The left fielder making a nice adjustment, making that catch just right in front of the warning track. Number 16, Manuel Chaides coming to the plate.
And then somebody else.
Now batting number 16, Manuel Chaides. Chaides playing a masterful game here as catcher. Has kept most everything in front of him. Had one go past him that allowed a run. Strike one to Chaides. Chang on the mound, having come in relief. Middle of the first inning after Laredo shellacked the starting pitcher, Ying Chen Shi. Hung 3 runs on him. Had bases loaded twice, and the Chinese Taipei coach came out and said, I have seen all I can see. Chang on the mound. Throws a strike to Chaides. 1-2 the count, 1 out. And Chang has done a good job of keeping the Laredo bats silent. The run scored here in the second was by error. 5-4 the score. Taiwan leading Laredo. In the bottom of the third, we see rain clouds moving in here from the east, and that's a foul tip. 1-2 the count still. Chaides, the catcher, usually gets a courtesy runner when he gets on. Trying to do the same, trying to get on. Number 12, Chai Hung Chang, the pitcher for Chinese Taipei, seemingly in control right now with 1 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes here at the bottom of the third. Broadcast brought to you by Southern Sanitation, and that's a ground to third. Third baseman handles it nicely. Hard throw to first. First baseman with an excellent scoop off the turf for out number 2. Southern Sanitation. Oh, and somehow I missed it. When the throw was made to first, the pitcher took a dive on the ground, and now he's hurt. Maybe he has a cramp in his leg. I think the trainer's out there trying to stretch that out. He was grimacing in pain here when the trainer hustled out there to give him a hand. Teammates there to encourage him. And the trainer's shaking his head. I don't know. Maybe Chang won't be able to come back here. The coach talking to the umpire and the interpreter coming in to help with the translation. Hope Chang is all right. Everyone's silent here. Odd turn of events there. Not quite sure how he did that. Hard shot to third, scooped up nicely. Hard throw, bounce off the turf, and the first baseman able to grab that. And while I was looking at that, Chang hit the dirt, and he's hobbled. Oh, he's going to come out. He can't continue. Laredo Fire Department EMTs out on the field with their gear, looking to lend the trainer a hand. Chang hurt coming off the mound. Big round of applause for the young man. Big round of applause for the young man. Hate to see that. Hate to see people get hurt here in the game. And as I said, I did not quite see how that happened. I'm going to go back to my screen here, see if I can pick that up in the on a replay. Don't quite know what happened, but number 11 for Chinese Taipei is coming in to relieve Chang, who could not continue. Number 11 is Yuan Chen. Number 11, left-hander, coming in to take over for Chang, who hurt his leg as he was coming off the mound. We apologize for all the background noise. We have phones going on and small broadcast booth, long, narrow ice cube in here. It's been awfully cold in here. We've got sweaters and scarves and earmuffs, trying to stay warm while everybody is baking outside. Laredo, known for its hot weather, holds the record for the most days over 100. Not a record I'd be proud of. Hot, hot, hot. But the food is great. If you ever make it down to Laredo, you got to try Otilas. One of our sponsors, new restaurant opened up on Del Mar Boulevard here in North Laredo. The reviews have been fantastic. Everybody's raving about Otilas. The Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce helping to inaugurate that establishment and a few others. Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce supporting small businesses. 24/7 news channel, digital online Facebook news channel with over 40,000 followers here in Laredo. And here we go. The left-hander, Yuan Chen, coming in for Chang, facing number 1, Ramon de Alba, the shortstop for Laredo, with 2 outs, 1 strike, nobody on, and does a little check swing, but didn't go around. 1-1 the call. Here at the bottom of the third, no runs scored yet, and that's a foul ball. Batting number 1, Ramon de Alba. A little late with that, as I do double duty here with the PA announcements. And we had a camera down. We've got it back up. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that retires the side. End of the inning. No runs scored. Teipei loses its pitcher, Chang, to injury. Substituted by Yuan Chen. And we go to the top of the 4th, and we'll be right back after these brief messages. And here we go, top of the 4th inning, number 10. Top of the order, Jae Loon Chuan, the right fielder, coming to the plate. Medina still on the mound. Laredo trailing 5-4 here at the top of the fourth inning. As more clouds keep rolling in, but no sign of rain. That's a good thing. Doppler radar from Southern American not indicating any rain coming towards us yet. And that's a strike from Medina to Siuan. The left-hander, right fielder for Chinese Taipei. Excuse me. And that ball bounces in front of the catcher. And the reports coming back from the Chinese Taipei dugout is that Chang had a severe cramp in his hamstring, was unable to continue, and was relieved by Yuan Chen. Glad to hear the young man's okay. The EMTs and the trainers working on him down there in the dugout. Xi Yuan facing Medina takes strike 2 here. And the sun starts to set, breaks through the clouds, and now the sun is in the eyes of the first, second, and right fielder. That's a foul ball. Still a little breezy. It's cooling off around us. We've got rain around us, so that's helping cool down the temperatures here. The left-hander Siuan facing the right-hander Medina, who's been on the mound since the start of the game. Again, I apologize for the background noise. These mics pick up just about everything. And since we're in a kind of a long rectangular building, everything is heard. The left-hander Siuan facing the right-hander Medina. 2-2 the count, nobody on, no outs, full count now. As Chinese Taipei tries to add on to its run here in this first game of a doubleheader, brought to you by Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. Opened its doors in 1974. And that's a grounder foul ball down the first baseline. And their sister company, Southern American Live Doppler Radar, which accomplished a feat that had not been done in 50 years, and that is cover a 50-mile radius gap in Doppler coverage where storms that were under 10,000 feet were not visible by radar until they were on us. Interesting purchase of that unit that is used by the U.S. military, Department of Defense, in collaboration with the city of Laredo and their emergency management team. And Medina walks number 10, Siuan, bringing up number 4, Yen Su Chu, the second baseman. Now batting number 4, Yen Su Chu. With a runner at first and nobody out, Medina looks to record his first out here of the inning. Top of the fourth, trailing 5-4 in a game being brought to you by Kraus Development. Trying to lay down the bunt. Chidas, magnificent stop there. Ball came out low and to the right. Chidas dropping down, making sure it doesn't get past him. As Chu signaled bunt, trying to advance the runner, little small ball here, trying to get the runner from first to second. Speedy Siuan taking a good lead. Medina fires the pitch, and it's a chopper. Hard charging shortstop, gets out number 1. Mission accomplished with that chopper to shortstop. Runner advances to second. Out number 1 recorded. And here comes number 6, Quan Che Sing, the shortstop, into the batter's box. Now batting Quan Che Sing. Sing, right-hander with a runner at second. 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. Is squaring off with Medina, the right-hander. Ooh, and that was close. Singh turning his body just to avoid getting that fastball to hit him. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, runner at second. Medina on the mound, Singh at the plate. Laredo, Texas, Pony Palomino World Series. Swing and a miss by Singh. 1-1 the count. Our broadcast sponsor, Advanced Spine Pain Solutions, Dr. Marte A. Martinez, double board certified pain management and anesthesiologist. And the runner held. Chidas again doing a good job of keeping that ball in front of him. 2-1 the count. With offices here in Laredo and Edinburgh, Dr. Marte Martinez, Advanced Spine Pain Solution, big supporter of athletics in Laredo, former city council member. And rumor has it that your announcer, broadcaster, was one of those guys too. But that was a long time ago. Medina on the mound still, here in the top of the 4th. Pitching to number 6, Singh, the shortstop for Teipei, with a runner at second, 1 out, 2 balls, 1 strike, 5-4 the score here in the top of the 4th, and that's a foul ball. Medina has managed to Medina has managed to keep the score from getting any worse. Most of those runs came in by error, as Medina has done a relatively good job of keeping the bats silent. It's unfortunate that he's had a little lapse in the assistance from his defense, but he's pitching a good game so far. Only 5-4, 1 run down, as he continues to show flashes of greatness as he strikes out Singh for out number 2. Number 17, Kaohsiung Woo, the DH, the designated hitter, coming to the plate. Now batting number 17, Kaohsiung Woo. With a runner at second, Woo trying to bring in some runs, add to the lead that they have now here in the top of the 4th. And Medina wants to think this over, steps off the mound. Breezy Saturday afternoon. The sun sets on the western sky here. Clouds blocking that sun for the now. A while ago was right in the eyes of the first baseman, second baseman, as Medina records strike number 1 to Woo. Thank our sponsors, Rotex, Truck Center, Andy's Mobility, Andy's Auto Air, Sunbelt Air Conditioning. The pitch from Medina, swing and a miss by Woo for strike 2. 2 outs, 2 strikes, runner at second base, and Woo, the designated hitter, trying to drive a run in to add to the lead here in the top of the 4th at Veterans Field, the Vet, LISD's crown jewel. Thank you to LISD. And here goes the runner. He's going to take third on a drop ball by Chidas. Again, Chidas keeping it in front of him, but lackadaisically went after the drop ball, and that allowed the runner from second to advance to third. Medina on the mound started the game, still on here in the top of the 4th. With Woo at the plate, another one low and outside in the dirt a little bit. 2-2 the count. And we've got a 5-4 game here at LISD's crown jewel Veterans Field, home of the mighty Martin Tigers. And the pitch from Medina outside, full count with a runner at third and the DH at the plate. 2 outs. And Chinese Taipei trying to add to their score. Wu's teammates at the fence. And that's a strike on the far edges of the plate for a strike. And Medina closes the inning, leaves a runner stranded at third, and we go to the bottom of the fourth, trailing 5-4. And we'll take a quick commercial break and come right back to you. And then we'll check in on our radar right before we start the inning to see what the weather looks like. And we'll be right back.
For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service.
Bottom of the fourth here. Sorry, top of the order here. First batter with the left-hander who came in for Chang, who got hurt. Number 7 at the plate, Ricardo Covarrubias. Seeing his first action in this game, fouls it up, catcher's under it, and he's got it for out number 1. Ricardo Covarrubias fouling that back high into the air towards the net. The catcher, Chai Chun Chang, quick off his feet, off with the mask, locates it, and records out number 1. Number 6, top of the order, Cito Benavides stepping into the box. Now batting number 6, Cito Benavides. Benavides, the speedy third baseman, has had a couple errors, but has also managed to round the bases. 5-4, bottom of the fourth. And Benavides drives one into center field for a single. And Antonio Sanchez, number 4, walks to the box. Now batting number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Sanchez, another speedy runner, the center fielder. I've seen him cover lots of ground out there today. Got a good set of wheels. Benavides is going to look to maybe head to second. 1 out, 1 runner on, bottom of the 4th inning, and that one gets away from the catcher, Chang. Chang lets that one kind of bounce to the right of him, and Benavides, the runner, from first to second. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, runner at second. Yuan Chan, the pitcher, who came in relief of Chai Hung Chang, who left the game with a severe cramp in his hamstring, unable to continue, unable to return. Get a little treatment from the EMTs here, Laredo Fire Department, pride of Laredo.
Only the finest.
helping him out, helping the trainer out there for Chinese Taipei. And the umpire wants to take a little breather here for a sec. Number 4, Antonio Sanchez at the plate. Left-hander Chen on the mound. 1 out, runner at second.
Oh, that's a ball. That's a ball.
And that's a balk. The pitcher for Chinese Taipei balks at the pitch, and that allows the runner to walk over to third, and we have a runner at third now. Antonio Sanchez, the center fielder, with 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out. And that's a foul ball. A balk is kind of a stoppage in your motion of pitch, which is illegal by rule, and that allows a runner to advance. And 1-1 the count, 1 out, runner at third. Sanchez at the plate. Yuan Chen on the mound for Chinese Taipei. Chen, the left-hander, came in the middle of the last inning in relief for an injured Chang. Chinese Taipei leading 5-4, but with a runner at third. Laredo looks to get back in it, and Sanchez is out. Took a swing, the catcher dropped it, picked it up, and tagged him out. By rule, if the catcher drops it after third strike swing, you can run to first, and he's got to throw it or catch you. And this time he tagged him out right there. Number 13, Jose Luis Gomez, the first baseman coming to the mound. Coming to the plate. Now batting number 13, Jose Luis Gomez. Gomez, the left-hander, in the box. Chen, the left-hander, on the mound with a runner at third, 2 outs, and a swing and a miss for strike 1. The wind blowing east to west here. No rain in sight. We've got clouds around us, but nothing close to us. That one's in the dirt. For 1-1 count with 2 outs, runner at third. Laredo trying to tie the score here in the bottom of the 4th. They're trailing 5-4 after 4. And that's a grounder to second. Second baseman's got it. Easy throw to first, and that is out number 3. And Laredo leaves 1 runner stranded. No runs. Just the 1 hit by Benavides. And we go to the top of the 5th with Laredo trailing 5-4. We'll be right back after a brief commercial message, and we pay a few bills here. Back to the action at Veterans Field, Pony Palomino World Series 2024. First game of a doubleheader with Chinese Taipei battling against the host team, Laredo, Texas. Top of the fifth inning, and number 2 at the plate, Chun Chang, the catcher, against Medina, the right-hander, and that was close. Ball hitting the bat, but it came awfully close to Chang's chin. Batting number 2, Chun Chang. Chang facing a little chin music from Jerry Medina, the pitcher for Laredo. Threw that in close, but it happened to hit the bat, so that was a foul ball. 1-1 the count. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the fifth. Pony Palomino World Series action brought to you by Kraus Development and our title sponsor, Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. Our Doppler by Southern American. And the pitch from Medina, in a grounder to third baseman's got it. Benavides, kind of an odd throw as his foot may have gotten caught in the turf, but he's able to make that throw successfully for out number 1. Number 3, Gumai Siahi at the plate. Now batting number 3, Gumai Siahi. Medina still on the mound. Throws it low and outside for ball 1. 1 out here in the the top of the fifth with Chinese Taipei, Kaohsiung City, Chinese Taipei, leading Laredo 5-4. Earlier in the day, I was trying to pronounce the city for the Taipei team, and Siri came on. Kaohsiung City, Taipei. No stranger to the border. They've been here before. They've actually won this tournament before. Medina, 2 balls, 1 strike to third baseman, gets that one. And a nice hard throw to first for out number 2. Hard shot right down the baseline, bouncing over the bag. Third baseman reaching over, grabbing that, and recording out number 2 at first base. Number 7, Chung Hao Wang, steps up to the plate. Now batting number 7, Chung Hao Wang. The left-hander facing Medina, the right-hander. And Medina delivers strike number 1. Kind of deceptive when you look at the score, 5-4. Medina has actually pitched a really good game, but has struggled to get defensive help from his team. One inning had the second baseman commit 2 errors, third baseman commit an error, and that led to the runs that were scored. I believe only 1 run was earned by RBI single. The rest were errors. So Laredo still within striking distance, trailing just by 1, 5-4 here in the top of the fifth. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. You got to wonder if fatigue is taking place on some of these players. Earlier in the day, the team from Aroma Park struggled with lots of errors, but it was their second game after a long day the day before. Young men playing hard in this heat might struggle the second day. And this is day 2 of the tournament. This is game 1 of the doubleheader for this evening. We had 2 games earlier today. And Medina throws ball 4 and walks number 7, Chung Hao Wang, to first base. And with 2 outs, runner at first, number 5, Sheng En Wang, is going to have number 13 bat in his place. Pinch hitting for number 5, Sheng En Wang, is number 13, Hua Yong Yang. Hua Yong Yang bows to the official, enters the box, looks straight ahead at Medina on the mound with 1 runner on, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, as Medina attempts to keep it close. And strike 1 to the pinch hitter, Yang, in for the first time today, facing Medina for the first time today. With a runner on, 2 outs, Medina delivers. Strike 2 on that corner. Yang not happy with it, but as most people will note, the Chinese team extremely respectful of the calls. Turns and looks at his coach for instruction, and the runner goes to second. Chidas is going to try to pick him off, and unable to get him. Safe at second with 2 outs and 2 strikes, 1 ball. The pinch hitter Hua Yang will try to drive in a run to add a little cushion to the team, to the Chinese team. And the scoreboard just went blank on us here. Hector practicing voodoo over there, turning this thing off. And it's back on. That's odd. Little flashes of this has happened second time already today in this game alone. Hua Yong Yang pinch hitting for number 5, Sheng En Wang, the third baseman. Stands in the box with Medina on the mound and a runner at second. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 5th. The Chinese contingent, who hails from San Antonio, Houston, Dallas. Whenever the Chinese Taipei team comes to Texas, they come and cheer. Very loud group, very enthusiastic. And that one goes to the right. Chidas is going to try to pick him off at third. Successful in keeping that ball in front of him, but unfortunately unable to make the call out. We missed a good camera angle from that. We've got first base looking at the ball hit the ground and then covering the bag over at third, gave us a good view of it. Runner was definitely safe. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at third. Pinch hitter Hua Yong Yang at the plate. Medina on the mound in the windup, and that's a foul ball. Yang hanging in there as this game has lingered on a little longer. Good battle between these two teams. Little slow moving game. It is 8 o'clock, 8:09. This game started at 6, and we are at the top of the 5th. 2 more frames to go after this, 2.5 frames. And we've got another game scheduled for 8:30 that we probably won't see till about 9 o'clock. And my crew here will perform yeoman's duties late into the night with a game tomorrow morning at 9. The batter, 13, struck by Medina, hit him on the side, and that hurt. The batter with his hands on the bat, elbows up, rib cage exposed, took that fastball right into the side, dropped to the ground, stayed for a second, and then got up and trotted to first base, holding his side, as that seemed to sting Rangel, making his way to the mound, coach for Laredo, having a quick chat to see what's going on here. They trail only by 1, and Medina has actually done a good job pitching here, but has struggled to get some support from his teammates in defense. Has a runner at third, a runner at first, and number 9, Ching Yu Chen, the center fielder, coming up to bat here in the top of the 5th, and Rangel elects to keep Medina in. Team pat him on the back, tell him it's good to go. I mentioned it a couple times yesterday that my favorite scene in Bull Durham is when all the players are at the mound talking about everything but baseball. Talking about Hector's curse on the glove and what to get Jenny for her wedding. And Lelouch having his eyelids jammed. Funny scene from Bull Durham. Number 9, Ching Yu Chen at the plate. Medina on the mound. Runners on the corners. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. And Medina is going to try to close this out without any more runs coming in. And there goes the runner. Oh, no. He feigned like he was going, but didn't go. Chidas kept that ball in front of him. Strike 1 to number 9, Chen. These games brought to you by Crouch Development, Southern Sanitation celebrating 50 years, Southern American Live Operator, the City of Laredo, and the County of Webb. And that's ball 1, low and outside. 1-1 the count. Our sponsors, 24/7 News, Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Otilas Restaurant, Playmore Family Entertainment, Roquevela and Family, outstanding individuals, good corporate citizens. They have a phenomenal, fun, family-friendly facility. And the ball gets past Chidas. And a run scores. Wild pitch by Medina. Chidas unable to control that as it sailed over his head. And Chen steps out quickly from the batter's box and allows the runner to run from third to home. Runner from first advances the second. And now Chinese Taipei leads 6-4 on an errant pitch by Medina. With the count 2-1, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning, 1 run scored. Medina looks to close this out before any more damage gets done. With a runner in scoring position. That thing sails over the head of Chen. Probably the wildest pitch I've seen today. Just sailed over the heads of everybody. Luckily hit the backstop hard enough that it bounced back towards the catcher, and the runner from second only got to third. The batter, number 9, looks over at his third base coach, gets a little instruction. The first base coach also has a few words, and Medina looks down, concentrates, clears the mechanism, and is ready to fire the pitch on a 3-1 count with 2 outs and a runner at third. And he walks number 9, Chen. Runners at the corners, and I think we're going to see a change here. Medina coming off the mound after a good game, not stellar, but a good solid game, good solid 5 innings for him before exiting the game. Did have some trouble defensively from his teammates, unable to support him in the early innings with a lot of errors, but they're still close, 6-4. And Laredo has some explosive bats that could come to life here in the bottom of the 5th. Right now we're in the top of the 5th with 2 outs. Number 5, Angel Villafranca Villarreal comes in to relieve Jerry Medina. Did yeoman's work for 5 innings and has headed to the dugouts. The reliever, Villafranca Villarreal, a right-hander, will face number 10, top of the order, Jay Loon Xuan, once the action resumes. Great baseball here on a Saturday night as the lights begin to flicker. They're about to come on as the sun sets in the western sky here in Laredo, in the streets of Laredo. Old Marty Robbins song. And I think I just dated myself there. Just a little bit. I think my staff just said, okay, boomer. We are at the top of the 5th. My executive producer whispering over here, that's not what I said, with a little giggle. Number 10, left-handed batter, Siuan, will take on Angel Villafranca Villarreal, who comes in relief of Jerry Medina, trying to stem the tide and keep any more runs from coming in. Now batting number 10, Jay Loon Xuan. Xuan is the right fielder for Chinese Taipei. And Villafranca on the mound in relief of Medina with runners at the corner, 2 out. And that one sails high outside for ball 1. Our sponsors, Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, 24/7 News, Otila's Restaurant, Ford, Sames Ford, the oldest Ford dealership in Texas, Laredo Convention and Visitors Bureau, thank you for the hospitality, helping put all these room nights together. La Posada Hotel, the only 4-diamond hotel in Laredo, and the pitch from Villafranca is fouled over towards the batting cages. 1-2 the count with 2 outs, runner returning back to first. Here in the top of the 5th, 6-4. Taiwan leading Laredo as the sun sets on this Saturday evening. Day 2 of Pony Palomino World Series action at the Veterans Field. And that's high. And Chidas lets the runner go to second, checks the runner at third, and will allow this to continue at 2-2, 2 outs. The left-hander Xuan facing the right-hander Angel Villafranca Villarreal, who's come in relief of Medina, trying to close this inning. Swing and a miss, but foul tip. 2-2 the count. Line Decker Construction, builder of fine facilities like this facility here. They built Unitrade Stadium, built a lot of schools here in Laredo. Gary Leindecker and his crew, great company, proud supporters of Pony. And that's a breaking ball inside, ball 3. So with a full count, the left-hander Suan will try to add to his team's lead, or at least get on base with a walk. Angel Villafranca Villarreal on the mound in relief of Medina with 2 runners on. Walks Suan to load the bases. And that shows a little concern for the coaches over at the dugout for Laredo. The catcher Chida is talking to Villafranca. Villarreal. AVV. Here in the top of the 5th inning, 1 run has scored, 6-4. The run scoring on an errant pitch from Medina. And the count 0-0 as this batter comes in. Yen Su Chu, number 4, the second baseman, to take on Angel Villafranca Villarreal with bases loaded and ball 1. Now batting number 4, Yen Su Chu. Chu, the right-hander, Villafranca, right-hander, bases loaded, 1-0 the count, 2 outs. And that captures the corner for strike 1. Your home plate umpire calling the balls and strike, Charles McQuart. And the pitch, Chuck, as he's affectionately known. Bases loaded, 2-1 the count, 2 outs, top of the 5th. 8:30 as this game is dragged on a little bit. Chu at the plate. Villafranca Villarreal on the mound. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 run has scored. Teipei leads 6-4 here in the top of the 5th with bases loaded, and Laredo trying to stem this tide, kill this rally, with Villafranca striking out Chu for the end of the inning. And Villafranca Villarreal comes in and does exactly what he was asked to do. Close it out, stop the rally, and let us come in and see if we can't score some runs. So go to the bottom of the 5th with Laredo trailing 6-4, and we'll be right back. Number 20 at the plate here And he takes strike one, number 20. Juan Carlos Cepeda, designated hitter, facing number 11, Yuan Chen, who came in relief of Chai-Hoon Chang, who left with an injury a couple innings ago. Laredo trails 6-4 in the bottom of the fifth. And the left-hander Chen pitching to the right-hander number 20, the DH, Juan Carlos Cepeda. And now the home plate umpire wants to chat with the pitcher, with the coach about the pitcher. Something in his rocking motion that he doesn't like, and he's letting the pitcher, the coach, know that he needs to instruct his pitcher. The interpreter coming out and assisting the coach in the translation. Cepeda steps back into the box. Chen steps onto the mound. 1-1 the count. No outs. Bottom of the fifth. Leadoff batter, Cepeda. High fly ball. The shortstop drifts all the way back in front of the center fielder. The center fielder saying, "Hey, that's mine." Shortstop says, "Nope, I got it. Don't worry. All good." It's an out. One out here. Cepeda not happy with that swing. Hit the bat on the turf as he went towards first, knowing that was not going to end well. So now the left-hander comes in, Jeremy Gabriel, to face the left-hander Chen, and he takes strike one. Now batting number 11, Jeremy Gabriel. Gabriel, the right fielder, trying to add some life to the Laredo team. The chopper going to second base. Second baseman charging hard, and it is out number 2. And a little razzle-dazzle by the Chinese team. And the lights have come on here at Veterans Field at the Vet, LISD's crown jewel, home of the Martin Tigers. And number 2 will come to the plate. Peter Paliso coming into the game for the first time. Number 2, Peter Paliso at the plate. Paliso, right-hander, facing the left-hander Chen, is coming in for the first time tonight. First time he faces Chen. And he takes strike one from Chen. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Teipei leading 6-4 in a game being brought to you by Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. Southern American, Live Doppler, Kraus Development, our box score sponsor. Grounder to second, takes the hop, throws the first, out number 3, and that ends the inning for Laredo. As they trail 6-4, they've had 3 scoreless innings, 2 separate pitchers who have kept them scoreless. And Scott Clemens talking to the umpire here, and we'll be right back in just a minute.
For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal needs of the city of Laredo and the surrounding communities, doing its part in helping keep the community clean. Call Southern Sanitation at 956-723-3333 and let us help you manage all your waste disposal needs. Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. For 50 years, Southern Sanitation has been managing the waste disposal.
the audio. And we're back here at the top of the sixth, Pony Palomino action. First game of the night doubleheader. Two games played earlier. Chinese Taipei versus Laredo, 6-4. Taipei leading. And ball one from Angel Villafranca Villarreal, who's on the mound. Pitching to number 6, Quan Che Seng. Now batting number 6, Quan Che Seng. Singh, the right-hander, facing Villafranca, the right-hander, who delivers strike one for a 1-1 count. Our sponsors, 24/7 News, Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Rotex, the law firm of Whitworth Cigarroa, Line Decker Construction, Blue Top Reprographics, Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, 2 locations to serve you, Bartlett and one on Springfield. Fine doctors, Dr. Puig, Solis, Walter. They just got a new doctor as well. And the mound occupied by Angel Villafranca Villarreal, who came in relief of Jerry Medina, who had a relatively solid game. And that's a strikeout. The batter looking to see if the call was going to change, but nope. Strikeout, out number 1. Number 17 coming to the plate, Ju Sung Woo. Now batting Ju Sung Woo. Low and outside for ball 1 to Woo. Our box score sponsor, foul ball, Kraus Development, Pinnacle Center, out at the Mines Road area, and Gateway, 3,300 acre development, foul ball by Woo. Gateway, 3,300 acre development outside the city of Laredo. All the amenities, none of the big city taxes. And that one gets by Chitas for a 2-2 count. All of our sponsors, La Posada, 4 Diamond Hotel, Otilas Fine Dining, brand new restaurant in Laredo. Everyone has been buzzing about the restaurant and how good the food is. Give it a try. If you're in town, good place to go. And that is strike 3. 2 up, 2 down, both by strikeout. Angel Villafranca Villarreal seemingly shutting down these Chinese Taipei bats that have been troublesome all day. And the windup, Villafranca throws strike 1 to number 2, Chai Chu Cheng, the catcher for Chinese Taipei. 0-1 the count, 2 out here in the top of the 6th. And that's a grounder. It's going to get past the third baseman, shortstop, keeps it from rolling out into the left field. Attempts to make the throw, but not in time. And that's a single for Cheng. And now at the plate, Gumai Shahi, number 3. Now batting Gumai Shahi. The first baseman for Chinese Taipei Gonna step a little closer to the mic. I've been kind of walking back as I stand up here. Make sure we're coming in loud and clear. Angel Villafranca Villarreal on the mound in relief of Jerry Medina. With Laredo trailing 6-4 here at the top of the sixth. Looks like there may be some discussion here. And a courtesy runner maybe for Cheng. No, number 2 still Cheng. Not quite sure what the discussion was with the Pony officials here at the big TP, the big wigwam over to my left, where the Pony officials have set up shop. Angel Villafranca Villarreal on the mound here at Veterans Field, LISD. Chidas out of his stands quickly. Shout out to our good friends at United Independent School District, UISD. Thank you for letting us use your Student Activity Center. The Bill Johnson Student Activity Center, the SAC, as it is affectionately known. For games that were held over there for Pony Palomino World Series as the games start to shift exclusively to veterans. Still one more day over there at SAC. Championship games will be played here on Monday. And a nice breaking ball. High outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count, sorry. 2 outs here in the top of the sixth with a runner at first. And number 3, Xiaohi, trying to add to the lead. And that's a foul ball. Hits the net, comes into the bleachers, and souvenir for the young man here. In the old days, you could walk to the concession stand and they'd give you a Frito pie or a raspa. Hector said they were giving cars, but that's not true because we'd all be out there chasing these things.
Hot Wheel cars.
Probably just a Hot Wheel, that's right. Although some of those are collector's items now, right? 2-2 the count. 2 outs here at the vet. And that's a high fly ball. The left fielder gets under it, and that is out number 3. So Villafranca leaves them scoreless. 1 runner stranded for Teipei. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Teipei leading 6-4. And we'll be right back after this commercial break. And we're back at the bottom of the 6th here at the Veterans Field, LISD's crown jewel, Pony Palomino World Series action. Game number 1 of the doubleheader tonight. And a bunt laid down nicely by Chidas, number 16. who tried to leg that out and out at first. Number 16, Manuel Chaires, the catcher, displaying a flash of speed there, but was thrown out after a nice bunt down the third baseline. And coming to the plate is number 1, Ramon de Alba. Now batting number 1, Ramon de Alba. De Alba, the shortstop for Laredo. And the umpire is telling the third base coach something, or the third base umpire something. 1 out. The left-hander Chen on the mound. And that's a chopper down the first baseline, foul. Some good camera action coming from the crew over at Liquid Studio Group. Cameraman at first base, cameraman at third base, and Jaden Hall manning the camera behind home plate. This broadcast powered by Liquid Studio Group, sponsored by Southern Sanitation. Chen delivers ball 1-1 the count. Southern American live Doppler radar still showing some activity east of Laredo, but it's starting to die down. Chen, the left-hander, on the mound. De Alba, the right-hander, at the plate. Nobody on, 1-1 the count, and that's a foul ball. 2-1. Sorry, 1-2 the count. And now the umpire signals 2-2. I must have been looking down the third baseline when that happened. 2-2 the count, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And that's a chopper to back to the mound. Pitcher's got it with a nice little turn. Throws out the runner at first base, and that is out number 2. Number 8, Hector Benavides, will come to the plate and try to start some kind of rally, trailing 6-4. Now batting number 8, Hector Benavides. And so I've got to do double duty here, PA announcer and broadcaster. Enjoy the work. The missus says, get it all out of your system. That way you're not talking when you're home. 6-4 here at the bottom of the 6th inning at Veterans Field in Laredo, Texas, at the edge of the border, the Rio Grande separating us and our sister city, Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas, Mexico. Mexico represented here at the tournament as well, Hermosillo. Una ciudad hermosa. Chen, the left-hander, winds. And a swing and a miss by Benavides for strike 2. 1-2 the count. Bottom of the 6th. Laredo trailing 6-4 to the visitors from Kaohsiung City, Chinese Taipei. That was in the dirt. 2-2 the count. The lights are on. The sun has set. And it is Saturday night in Laredo, Texas. Some folks may be at the last home game of Los Tecolotes of Los Laredos. Swing and a miss by Benavides, out number 3. Strike 3 sends Benavides to the dugout. And we go to the top of the 7th. Last frame of the night. If no bats come to life for Laredo, they will have to go up through the losers bracket to get back in the championship game, and they will probably run into Youngstown, Ohio, who they beat earlier today. Youngstown, the champion from last year. I got to tell you, if you have a chance to go look at YouTube, last year's game between Youngstown, Ohio, and Laredo ended in such dramatic fashion. It is the classic setup. Bases loaded, 3-2 the count. Bottom of the 7th inning, down to their last strike, and Jack Lute, the birthday boy from Youngstown, Ohio, pins one right down the baseline, rolls all the way to the fence, scores 3 runs, and Youngstown, Ohio comes back to beat Laredo. Great game. They went on to win the championship, returned home, and lost one of our good friends, Don Fletcher, their coach, passing away a few months after that victory. Sorely missed. Outstanding individual. Well-liked, well-respected. Sad to see him go. We miss him dearly. And here we go in the top of the 7th with now a left-hander coming in to relieve Villafranca. And it looks like number 15, right? 15, I think. Let's take a quick peek here. Number 15, there it is. Number 15 is coming in relief of Angel Villafranca Villarreal. Alejandro Soto coming in for Villafranca. Now pitching for Laredo, Alejandro Soto, number 15. And at the plate, number 7, Chung Hao Wang. Wang, the left fielder, wearing number 7, playing the number 7 position here in the 7th inning. Hey, if that were a slot machine, I'd have won a jackpot. 777. Left-hander for Chinese Taipei here. Wang facing the new pitcher Alejandro Soto, also a lefty. 1-0 the count. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 7th. Laredo trailing 4-6 here to Chinese Taipei, who won the tournament a few years ago. Also, in dramatic fashion, got a call from the Chinese Taipei president that we were able to patch through our system as he welcomed the team from Kaohsiung City. The mayor as well making that phone call from Taipei. And shot right down to the middle of the field. The shortstop coming over from his position got that right in front of the second base, fired at the first, out number 1. Top of the 7th, we got 1 out. And now number 5 comes to the plate, Cheng In Wang. I take that back. It's number 13, Kaohsiung Yang at the plate. Kaohsiung Yang at the plate, facing the left-hander Alejandro Soto with 1 out in the top of the 7th. And that's a strike. Chuck McQuart, the home plate umpire, calling the balls in the strike tonight here in Laredo, Texas. Game sponsored by Southern Sanitation and Southern American Live Doppler Radar. Took a quick peek over here to my right, and it's looking good. No rain in sight. A little activity way east. And that's a shot to second base. Sounded like it was hitting much harder, but it just floated right to the second baseman. And Kike Loyola, and number 9 now comes to the plate, Ching Yu Chen. Now batting Ching Yu Chen. Soto fires a strike here with 2 outs. to the righty Chen. The lefty Alejandro Soto. And that's a foul ball. Got a little action going here. The Chinese Taipei contingent having a good time with the group from Mexico, who will be playing in the nightcap here. Second half of the doubleheader. Immediately following this game here, we'll get a little break in the action. We'll get to stretch our legs a little bit, step outside to unfreeze from this meat locker we're in. Alejandro Soto on the mound. Lets one slip out of his hands. Ball one, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 7th, with Chinese Taipei leading Laredo 6-4. In a game being sponsored by the City of Laredo, the County of Webb, Dr. Marte Martinez Advanced Spine Pain Solution, Rotex Truck Center, Sames Auto Arena, Linedecker Construction, the law firm of Whitworth Cigarroa. And that's a grounder to third. Third baseman charging hard. Nice throw to first, and that ends the inning with 3 outs to go in the bottom of the 7th. Let's see what Laredo can do to get back in this game, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Bottom of the 7th inning. Long commercial break there. Number 6, top of the order, Cito Benavides at the plate facing the left-hander Yuan Chen, number 11. And that's a shot down the third baseline. foul ball. 1-2 the count to Benavides. As Laredo trails here at the bottom of the last frame, the 7th inning, 6-4. Yuan Chen, the left-hander, facing the top of the order, Benavides, with 1-2 the count, foul ball. No outs, although our scoreboard says 3, but it did it all on its own. It's a wicked scoreboard, possessed. No worries, we know it's 0 right now. Chen on the mound, Benavides at the plate, and a lively Chinese Taipei contingent right here below us. As I've said, they've come from all over. Laredo has a great contingent here, but they come from Houston, San Antonio, Dallas. Whenever their team's in town, Chen on the mound, Benavides at the plate, and that's a foul ball. 2-2 the count here at Veterans Field. Broadcast brought to you by Kraus Development, developers and managers of Pinnacle Center and Gateway, 3,300-acre development just outside of town. If you're thinking of setting up a business in Laredo, consider Gateway. And that one is over the head of the right fielder, who manages to get on his horse and registers out number 1. Benavides flying out to right field. Now batting number 4, Antonio Sanchez. Chen, the left-hander, is going to try to close out the game here with Sanchez, the right-hander, at the plate with 1 out. I know our scoreboard says 3. If you're looking out there, it says 3, but there's only 1 out. It's a glitch in the system, a ghost in the machine, as they say. Chen on the mound, Sanchez at the plate, the windup, and that's a foul ball. Headed over towards the Martin Tiger sign. This is the home of the Martin Tigers. Once a Tiger, always a Tiger. And Southern Sanitation, Southern American, Advanced Spine Paint Solutions, Kraus Development, our big sponsors. And then this could not happen without the support of the City of Laredo, Honorable Mayor Victor Trevino, and the members of the City Council. County Judge Dano Tijerina, former collegiate baseball player, minor leaguer from Laredo. And there's some stoppage of play here as the coach and the interpreter make their way to the pony officials. Not sure exactly what they were trying to get across to the folks over at the big wigwam here to my left, the TP where they've set up. Again, delivers, and that's a shot between center left. That drops for a single, and Laredo has some life here in the bottom of the 7th inning with number 13, Jose Luis Gomez, coming in to bat. And we're going to have a pitching change here for Chinese Taipei, as a closer is being brought in, Siuan Yu Lin. 18. Now pitching for Chinese Taipei, Siuan Yu Lin, number 18. Lin coming in. So Lin comes in with one out here in the bottom of the seventh, trying to close this out as number 13, Jose Luis Gomez, will be coming to the plate. The big first baseman, hoping to start a rally. Number 4, Antonio Sanchez, got a single here off of Chen, the reliever, and now he's been replaced by Siuan Yulin, and Sanchez trots back to first to get ready to start the action again here at the bottom of the seventh, with Laredo trailing 6-4 to Chinese Taipei. Our good friends here from Chinese Taipei, 6-4. And Lei Lin, our good friend down there, cheering on her team. Happy that they're winning. Leading on her team, Lei Lin, one of the organizers of the contingent that comes down to watch the Chinese Taipei team play. And here we go, bottom of the seventh, the reliever, the closer, Siuan Yulin, facing off against Jose Luis Gomez, the big first baseman, with a runner at first, one out, and the first pitch is a ball. Our friends at 24/7 News, Laredo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, helping to bring this broadcast to you. Laredo Sports Medicine, as Lin throws ball 2 to Gomez, the left-handed first baseman, with Antonio Sanchez on first, one out here in the bottom of the seventh. Laredo trailing 6-4, trying to get back in this. Gomez showing bunt, and he pulls out of it, strike one. 2-1 the count to Gomez. Laredo trying to start a rally here, keep its dreams alive of staying in the winner's bracket. Hard road to go if you go through the loser's bracket. And there goes a shot by Gomez in the shallow center field, and that drops right in front of the center fielder, who was moving as fast as he could, stretched out all he could, and could not make the catch. The right fielder picking up that bounce and holding the runner at second. So now we've got runners in scoring position, second and first, with number 20, the designated hitter, Juan Carlos Cepeda, coming up to bat. Now batting number 20, Juan Carlos Cepeda. Cepeda will walk into the batter's box to face number 18, Siuan Yulin, brought in to close this game with runners at second and first and one out here in the bottom of the seventh at Veterans Field in Laredo, Texas. Pony Palomino World Series action brought to you by Southern Sanitation, celebrating 50 years of service. Southern American live Doppler radar. Our good friends at Kraus Development, Pinnacle Center and Gateway, the two developments that they manage. And Advanced Bind Paint Solution, offices in Laredo and Edinburgh. And Lynn records ball 2 to Cepeda. One out. Runners at second and first.
The whole day? You know what you can?
So while the scoreboard shows 3 outs, there's only 1 out here, obviously, or else there'd be nobody on the field here. Swing and a miss by Cepeda. The closer, Lynn.
Gene, can you say that the police back up there? 'Cause they're complaining.
Seventh inning. Please disregard the outs on the scoreboard. The unit is stuck. 1 out here, 1 out. And stop whining, I say, to the folks over the pony. Strikeout to Juan Carlos Cepeda, the designated hitter. Bottom of the 7th inning here. We've got 2 outs, 2 runners on. And number 11, Jeremy Gabriel, comes up to bat. Now batting number 11, Jeremy Gabriel. Gabriel, left-hander, facing the left-hander Lin, who was brought in to close and is doing exactly that. Catcher Chai Chun Chen keeping that ball in front of him, not allowing that ball to get past. Has runners at second, runner at first, and number 11 Gabriel in the batter's box. Siyuan Lin, number 18, the closer on the mound. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Last at bat for Laredo if nothing else happens, and that's a grounder, foul ball. Gabriel, good swing there. Took that a little far to the right. Down the first baseline, foul. Our good friends over at Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, also proud sponsors, Leindecker Construction, law firm of Whitworth Ciarroa, Rotex, Truck Center, Andy's Mobility. And here we go. The left-hander Lin. And that's a grounder between first and second. The second baseman's got it. And that is the game for Chinese Taipei. Out number 3. And the game ends with Chinese Taipei defeating the host team Laredo 6-4. And so before we clear out for the night, we're going to show you our sponsors one last time on the sponsor board.